Yo, 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 welcome back. Yo, Huss, how you doing? Can you guys hear me? Nice, easy. Hey, easy, easy. How's your stream, Huss? You're doing another one tomorrow, right? Have you figured out, like, actually, one thing I don't know how to do, or haven't, like, tried even, is, like, that loading screen before the stream, like, officially, like, starts. So, like, moving, like, switching the scenes. So I need to design that, and I also need to design something instead of just, like, a very basic format that I have now. Yeah, I'll do that whenever I have chance. Have you got a loading screen, House? I think you do, yeah. Man, am I the only one who doesn't have a loading screen? Fuck. Okay. Is it easy to add a loading screen? Do you need to design it? Like, how do you add the moving parts? So look. Really? Loading screen in OBS. Okay, I mean, if this video is like 15 minutes, okay, it shouldn't take that long. Cool. Yeah, I'm not too worried anymore. I just can't be bothered, but I need to do it. I need to do it. I can't be the only one who doesn't have it, right? You change your text and do a scene. Yeah, okay, yeah. Of course I'm doing it off the stream, yeah. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Where are the boys? We have a singular boy in the Zoom. Oh, we have 10 people. Yeah, I'm just gonna start either when we have. Oh, Nav's here as well. Hey, Nav. Welcome back, Nav. Yeah, we're gonna get started when we have 20 people, um, or when it hits 10:30. But today's gonna be a relatively shorter one. Price is just extremely bullish. If you traded today, you will know. But yeah, there's not too much that's really gone on. Besides us pushing up to all-time highs pretty soon. So we'll just follow the direction that price is giving us. So when you say we want to look to sell, how many is we? Is it just you? Because I'm not fucking selling, man. Wit me some. Let me just change nav as mod. Can I demote Nightbot? Oh, I can. Probably shouldn't do that though. Oh, Bougie's here. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope everyone is doing well. I've ordered myself some KFC, which will be arriving relatively soon. So I'm doing extremely well. Am I on a PC? Yes. Well, not like an actual like desktop computer, but just like a laptop. So yeah, the KFC makes up for it. KFC games for the treat. Oh, that's my KFC. I don't know if you guys can hear the bell or the door. I think that Huss, is there a Popeyes in London? I think there is. I know there's definitely a Chipotle in London. I don't think there is there a Popeyes in London? Yeah, where the oh, there's quite a few actually, but they're all like quite. They're not really central. But holy fuck, they're far. This is not too far, I guess. Popeyes is mid, man. I'm not gonna lie. Huss, what do you think? I had Popeyes when I was in Miami. So that was like a takeaway. I was like, oh yeah, this shit is supposed to be like incredible, right? Like American fried chicken, like should. And I just had it. I was like, huh. I had it when I was high as well, man. Oh my god, it was yeah, legit. Like 5 or 6 out of 10. We smoked with Wicks, and then like I just came home. He drove me home, um, and then like I was just on my bed. I was like, okay, I need some Popeyes. I was like, this is gonna hit the spot, right? And it just doesn't. Just the burgers. Gonna had the burgers. Eh. What is the best fried chicken you guys have ever had? How's you know Chicken Cottage, right? In the past, like a couple of years ago, I used to own like exclusively eat Chicken Cottage because they used to have like some insane deals and like they were right next to me. Slim Chickens. I don't think I've ever had Slim Chickens, but I've heard good things. Yeah, I've heard good things about Slim Chicken. Yeah, we need to have like a list of where we're taking Don when he comes. Hoping Wix is gonna come as well. Things like with London, like you kind of just eat whatever. Like there's not really like a London cuisine. It's just anything but English food because English food is just trash. When's he coming? I don't know. I think like somewhere in like February, February, maybe like late February or something like that. Mate, we have to take him to Spoons. What do you mean? Like he has to experience the Spoons, right? Sushi Sam Wagamama. Ugh. But the thing is, like, he probably has like pretty good like I don't know Japanese food in Toronto. Probably for like a lot cheaper as well. All right, guys, we're approaching 20, so I'm probably gonna get started relatively soon. Gonna be it's not too much to analyze today. Price literally just pushed straight up, right? So we're just looking at where we're potentially need with if we need to grab liquidity, where it would be, what would happen if we just continue to push, right? So just those kind of cases there, but yeah, should be a good day tomorrow. I am not trading tomorrow, unfortunately, due to work, but I'll hopefully be back. Well, I will be back on Thursday and Friday for trading, but that means I'll miss tomorrow, which is the penultimate day to the monthly close. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, I really hope the monthly leaves us a top wick. If it closes like, even if it's like respecting 2035, or if it continues to push, doesn't fill up to 2070, and then leaves us a top wick with, a candle, a closure like maybe above 2050, that'd be ideal. But I think the price will bounce back as usual. I mean, it will eventually, but you just don't know when, right? There's a lot of things currently that's affecting price to just continue up, such as this monthly liquidity, such as this weekly, daily liquidity. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. Cool, guys. We have hit 20 viewers, so welcome back. We're gonna do an analysis on gold. So obviously we're starting from the monthly. Monthly, we're breaking out, right? I think our range was 1991. We've broken out, indicating that cool. We're probably gonna start retesting these highs towards 2066, which is not very far away. We're only about 20 odd pips away. Sorry, 260 pips away. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not very far away, right? Previously, we were down these areas, right? And then at that point, we were like a couple thousand pips away, right? But currently, we're relatively close, especially for the monthly time frame. And if you look at the monthly at the moment, how this candle is currently situated, it looks like it wants to continue driving, right? It spent the time creating the bottom wick, and now it's reaping the rewards of everything it's done. Grabbing all those liquidities, all those orders. Now it's looking to push, right? So how far can it push? We always thought that the monthly came down, created a bottom wick first. So as it's flipping, as it's breaking the highs, is it going to continue driving us all the way up to here? It's likely, right? Especially after the day like we had today, where price was just extremely bullish. But we're understanding that previous month also closed respecting 1991. Any given point, you could get something that happened like this, something like this, right? You can get all of this because these at some point were bullish candles all the way up to these areas. So it really depends on how this monthly is going to close. Even though we're saying that the monthly is likely to close above, we didn't get it here. All of these times, we never got a monthly closure above, right? We got a massive rejection, right? And then we closed respecting 1991. So wait until 1991, like wait till the closure happens. And then from there, which is in about only 3 days, we'll see where price is you know, going to tap and where we need to grab further liquidity for us to retest those highs. But at the moment, it's looking like the month is going to close above the range. So weekly, we have no bottom wick for the weekly. Um, you can also say you kind of have two different levels of the weekly. I would say you have here and here. So these are your two kind of levels. You closed respecting 2008, but you closed above 1989, right? You also grabbed some pretty nice liquidity down here, which means that if you are to retest the highs, you could be mirroring something here, right? Because you grab liquidity similar here to around 1930 sorts of areas. So you probably, we mentioned back in, what was this, like around mid-November sort of times, we mentioned that there's a high chance that price will be bullish from here on out because you've grabbed enough liquidity if we're looking left, right, for price to start driving up. And so that's what we're having, right? We're currently having that drive up to fill potentially up to 2050. So that's my overall goal. I'd say, for this week. We're getting really close to the goal. At any given point, price can reject though, right? So because we have created this top wick first, doesn't mean we'll necessarily close above 2008. And at any given point, price can do exactly what these candles did, right? A top wick towards these areas and a closure respecting 2008, closure respecting 2017, right? So it depends on how this week is going to close. Again, closures are very important, but currently price is driving very, very aggressively up. So the bullishness comes from this liquidity here and the monthly liquidity here. So it's more a question of how far are we expecting us to go, right? And on the weekly, I'm probably at a goal at around 2047, 2050, these sorts of areas, right? And then if it starts breaking above, then cool. We can probably take it up to around 2070 sorts of areas, 2075 eventually. Right? But wait for the closure because at any given point you can do exactly what these did, closure back into the range, right? Let's have a look on the daily. I'm gonna remove everything for the daily. So daily we have closed. Where we closed, respecting 2040. Well, has the daily closed? Well, it's gonna move a little bit, but mostly I think it's closed. So you can say you're respecting 2041. I would say. If you're just respecting 2041, understanding that, okay, any given point, you could get a top wick, start coming down, right? How are we going to get those sells to come down? Obviously, we can't just take a sell here immediately because price could just continue to rip up towards 2066 and your stop loss is nowhere, it's not going to be all the way up here for about 300 pips, right? So the only way I can get sells is if it forms structure. So not on the daily, but on the lower time frames where it does something like this, right? Indicating wants to go down, break of structure, and we'll look for the flip to come down, something like that. All right, so that's the only way I can get sells at the moment. Buys, though, we can always look for those bottom wicks to continue, but we are understanding that we've closed respecting. So any given point, the buyers are also, I'll need some more confirmation, right? If I'm just looking for a buy around these areas, what's to say price isn't going to come down all the way back down to 1981 or even down to 1969 for us to continue going back up, right? Because we're understanding the last time you matched this, right? At this here, came down, grabbed liquidity towards these areas. Cool, you grab liquidity here, and then now you're now pushing up, right? So now that you're getting that push up, is this enough for us to continue up? So we'll see, we'll see. But let's go to the 4. Oh no, my computer is slowing down again. It's not good. Let's see if we can hold out. So the 4 hour, you have the level at 2040, 2041. Oh god, my computer is slow. I'm gonna say you actually have range until 2045 on the 4 hour, right? You did close above. I'd say generally around here. So what does that mean? It means that you still have some range to continue going up, right? So any given point, you could come to fill out the range because you've broken into the range, so you likely see a range fill. But how can we get those buys to continue up to the top of the range, right? So I'm looking here. Last time we tapped back into around 2033 to grab liquidity. These times we wanted to continue back up, but we've already tapped. But the areas we're interested in is around 2030, 2031, all the way up to 2033 sorts of areas. So I'm going to mark this up as a level first for now, 2033.841, as some buys, right? Understanding this is the bottom of this range. So if it wants to come up, right, we can tap those areas and then continue the motion to fill 2045 and potentially hold some runners towards all-time highs. But that's the initial, more obvious buy because price is extremely bullish, right? So wick entries make more sense. Any given point, price is more likely to continue moving up than it is to just start reversing because you have a lot of momentum pushing price, right? So that's just 1 4 hour breakdown right there. Obviously, I think I'm not going to have any sell levels today because if you're looking to take sells, you need structure. Currently on the 1 hour, you have a little bit of structure here, but it's not enough, right? I need to see structure, I need to see break of structure, I need to see liquidity getting grabbed. So you'll have to adapt to price, and unfortunately, with what data that we have now, it's impossible to say where we can get the sells. unless you say, yeah, I'm going to take a sell as we break below like 2008, right? If you do that, then yeah, cool. Obviously, I'm getting into a sell there, but like we're so far away. In terms of the hourly, we have we're above 2037. Let's have a look. Oh my God, is Huss still here? I need a PC, man. Jesus, streaming on this is not a good idea. So we're above around 2039. Yeah, 2037 is not bad in terms of a range. Understanding that last time you were above, you filled up to around, I would say, the top of your range, which is towards 2046, right? So there's a high chance you will fill the top of the range. And after you got a breakout, because every time you got a breakout, filled here, you filled here, even this coming back in, you filled here, didn't get a breakout into it, right? So besides this one was a fake out, no top wick, right? You can start coming down, but you were bearish after that, right? You came up, made a low, didn't break that high, and then you started coming down, so it was more bearish in that sense. But yeah, cool. I would say in terms of the hourly, you still also have range to continue up. The buys at 2033 still make sense. I would say if you do eventually get some closures above 2033, sorry, 2047, maybe I'll look for some buys above 2047 as well. Do we have any more data? We have this little spike. Yeah, the issue with all-time highs, guys, is that you'll start, not being able to look left. That's a little bit of an issue, but it's all right. So, a breakout above on the hourly, 2046 is not bad. I'm going to be looking I'm going to look a little bit higher, just as a bit of a confirmation. Can I keep scrolling? Bro, get me to price action already. I'm scrolling for years. Okay. Yeah, so above here, yeah, I'm happy with this. So get a closure above. I'm expecting price to tap into around 2051. Break even is going to be less aggressive, I feel, because at any given point, price can just tap all the way up to here. So we break even approximately 2050, right? So that's about 30 pips away, right? So, it will take a while, but I'm understanding that, when price does break up, especially when we've been so bullish, it typically just tends to rip up. So currently I have buys about, around 2033 sorts of areas, and I also have buys above here. That's basically it. That's the entire analysis. Because price is just very bullish, right? Don't look for sells until you get some proper structure. And by proper structure, I'm saying something like this, right? This entire thing here, this is structure. At the moment, you're at the very beginning of this. You've pushed up. So this is not structure. Even if it just hovers here for a while, you need to create a low. You need to create come back up to create this high. And then at that point, you can then look for breakouts above or breakouts below, and potentially also liquidity to go in the opposite directions. But at the moment, these are the positions. If you are potentially looking for more buys, if it does start driving below 2033, yeah, 2033, your next level you might get pineapples out is around 2027, but that's about 100 pips away. Honestly, I'm expecting price to at least fill 2047. So yeah, we'll be looking for those buys at around 2033. So in what cases can I not get buys at 2033? All right. So if price just comes up like this for the next daily, all right, on the next 4 hour, starts closing above, I also can't take any buys. Right? Even though price is extremely bullish, it's difficult because I'll still need some form of structure. If you get a closure above, you start coming down, or you break these lows, and then you start closing back above here, then I'll look to take these buys to continue on. Right? In the case that price just rips up and then comes back down, so you've already had that top wick and you start to flip bearish, I can't then take the buys at 2033 anymore. So the buys at 2033, I'll probably need to see some sort of structure being formed like this, right? And then a wick to come up. Ideally, you don't fill the entire 2047, so something that looks like this, right? Comes down, grabs liquidity, and that's what we're looking for. But yeah, I'm expecting a fill towards 2047. Obviously, ideally, the daily doesn't have much of a top wick. Comes down to create that bottom wick first, breaks all the lows when it creates some lower time frame liquidity structure. So 30-minute hourly structure. And then if it starts tapping 2033, we'll look for those buys to continue up. Potentially even some more buys, but it needs to have a bottom wick, right? The next daily needs to have a bottom wick. When do I not need a bottom wick? Is another good question, I would say. I'd say once you start closing above 2050 or like maybe even like 2050, 2052, 2051, we'll maybe look for, again, it depends on structure at that point. Yeah. Can we look for sells? Okay, I'll just stop you there. The answer is no. All right, that's that question. But yeah, cool guys. That's basically the analysis. I can't look for any sells towards 2030, right? 2033, because any given point, if price does come down, you understand that the daily has no top wick. Sorry, like not much of a bottom wick, right? Your 4 hour has just pushed aggressively, no top wick here, and like it's kind of just hovered here for a while. There's like the sells are so against buyers currently. The only way I can get sells is if it creates structure and then breaks, right? I mean, you could say that the daily close respecting here, so you could be looking for sells. But even if if I just highlight this for you, right? Last time we were here, what did the price look like on the 4 hour? Price created structure, right? You came up, you came down, tapped in these areas. If I look at it on the hourly, it might make more sense to you guys. Where is it? Here's the bad boy. So you had structure, right? You formed here, high, a low, came back up, created a low, didn't break, grabbed more liquidity, then you got a breakout. Break out a liquidity wick that broke this because you had no top wick here. Cool, get those sells in, right? Then at this point, it makes a lot of sense. So that's why we need structure to take sells. At the moment, if I'm just taking sells towards 2033, like if the only way I can take sells if it comes down is if you already filled a massive part of the range to go up. So it's very unlikely, but it can happen, right? So if, oops, you know, bearish candle. So I would say if the next daily, maybe the 4 hour actually. So the 4 hour does something like this: comes up first, breaks all these highs, right, with no bottom wick, right, and then starts flipping bearish. Then cool, I'll look for that. Like maybe around these sorts of areas. But this is towards what, like 2060 sorts of areas. What do I expect for Asian session? Range. I am expecting range because you had an extremely aggressive push. Price needs to consolidate, especially after your daily closed respecting here at 2040. Or maybe not. Like, let's see where the daily closes. If it closes just above, then maybe, you know, you might get some continuations. You might fill 2047 for Asian, but I'm expecting you will probably fill 2047 regardless, eventually. Even if that means it comes down all the way to here before you come back up to fill, right? But yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Cool. Zoom boys. Ah, we have some boys now. We have the crew. Welcome back. Welcome back.
No.
Sup. Any questions for today? Did you guys get any? Did you guys take Don's trade? Yeah, we heard about your broker, man. It's absolutely shitty.
I don't stream at least.
Man, honestly, just get fucked, bro. That's just unlucky.
No, but I already messaged them because I have like picture of like my orders being open on my computer.
Yeah, but they're not gonna pay you back. How many pips, right?
No, I know, but I want to like I was thinking like, nah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they should
Yeah,
open my like it says like where my position it says market and then it says price and then it says like
yeah.
at the price I opened it, but the orders just never open and then they just
Imagine it just opens now and you're just in a buy at 2040.
that's what I'm or no, I'm hoping they open at where it says because on the screenshots I have like it shows the price. It was like at
Yeah,
2015.
yeah, fair, fair, fair. But yeah,
If it doesn't, then I'm moving on my fucking bread. Like in
yeah,
2 days.
yeah. So it's a good choice. Something to consider. Yeah, basically, price didn't really do anything out of the ordinary. Like I think yesterday we said price is like likely you're gonna have an aggro day, right? And you did have an aggro day because you got to break out after I think like an entire month of candles just like below here. So when it is gonna create that next higher high, you're gonna fucking push, right? And you did. You just pushed. How many pips was the push today?
Like 400.
Two. Whoa, bro, around 300. Close, close. Yeah. I'm expecting less of an aggro day tomorrow. Well, hopefully it's less aggro because I'm not trading tomorrow. um, but you might still get the push, right? You'll probably get a range filled to 2047, but at any given point you can reject off of it, right? So you might get some sales to come down. But yeah, give it a couple hours. New York will definitely be volatile. Asian or London, one of the two, I think, will be relatively dormant. We'll see. We'll see. The 4 hours closing kind of doji. Like it's really slowing down. But you're in this range, yeah. Yeah. And any questions in general? Or
Honestly, once I like missed those first trades, I just like I was completely out of the zone. Like I didn't even bother taking any more trades.
yeah, I
Because
think
it's
that
just like, how do I know if I take another trade, like this just not gonna happen again? I think that's the same thing Wix was saying when it was happening to him. I don't know if he was using the same broker, but he's like, there's no point even taking another trade at the same time because it's like, I don't know.
yeah. Makes sense. Um, I think Connor also asked me something previously. Yeah, so I think Connor has the same thing on his broker. Is
Yeah,
says started.
I'm checking out the broker he suggested right now. I think Q Banks uses that one, so maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, I think also Connor asked like what spreads I'm working with. So I think the worst I've ever seen. So I'm on a funded account ACG. The worst I've seen in terms of spreads was like 4 pips, but that was like quite extreme. Typically, it's around 2.5 pips. Um, 4 pips was relatively extreme, I would say, and like the best it ever is like around 1 pip. I don't think it really goes below 1 pip. But like again, I feel like honestly, like the best broker that I've used in terms of like spreads is probably still Blueberry.
You can use Blueberry.
Yeah, I can use Blueberry in London. I've got my swing currently on Blueberry.
Leverage, you can use 1/500.
Yeah.
Nice.
But like, cause my account on Blueberry, ooh, lovely sound. Um, the account is like it's only at 1K, so I'm over time gonna like if I make money off the kind of funded, I'll just migrate it into the Blueberry live account, and eventually I'll trade Blueberry live. But the swing is where I'm taking it at the moment. Don't know. Are you guys still in the swings, or is
Yeah,
anybody in the swings?
that's
Yeah.
300 pips. It's kind of crazy. It seems like what the fuck.
Yeah, right. But it makes a lot of sense, right? I
Yeah,
wanted.
it's just a regular trade, but it just
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know.
it's just like we understood that when price was around these areas, cool. You're probably going to create a next higher high. We could have probably. I would have maybe like if I'm next time I'm looking for like swing trades, I'll probably look for like major levels around like here, right? Like 1939 swing trades,
Mm-hmm.
or like if it does come back down to like these areas, right? 1982 or like 1815, like these big areas, these massive zones where
Yeah, just
prices
to wait for breakouts, retest.
I think like with swing trades, like you're understanding that if price comes to these areas, right? Let's say this area here in 1931, if it's come down so aggressively, you can either look for the wick entry swing trades to continue up, or you can look for price to come down, then you're looking for the flip and then like a breakout above here, which is more what we looked for, right? As it was confirmed that and it started going up. But it's just eventually I feel like the whole swing, like with swing trading, because I did a bit of that trading style previously before I met Don, and it's just you basically take it at areas where price is going to bounce, right? You see this, like if I just have a level here, right? Every time price got to these areas, you had a bounce here, right? Came up, bounced, right? You came up, and like this, in terms of pips, we'll probably get in on the first one. You'll have like a stop loss all the way below like a whatever it is, and then you'll only be targeting like like this. Even here is like 500 pips, right? But yeah, that's the idea. But we're definitely looking into more swing trades as well, because especially with all-time highs, if we can't really predict it, then why not just hold something and just like trail stops, right? You saw a guy that did a massive swing that shorted 2003 to 1939 and turned 30K into 1.2 mil. But again, that's just a lot size issue. 2003 to that's a lot size diff right there, right? 2000, 2003, so like what, from like these areas, I guess? Right down to where? 1939, yeah, so like these areas, right? You did this swing, so yeah, 60 something pips. That's just a lot size diff, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, see, 300 lots. That's the reason the money is so incredible, right? But in terms of pips, it's like 600 pips.
We did move 400 pips today.
Did we? Oh, are you counting
Yeah.
one wick? Why am I? Oh, this. Yeah, what? 300 pips, bro. What are you on about?
No, but if you go to the 30-minute, like we created the low at 2011 before we drove up, didn't we?
But
From the bottom of that wick, exactly.
yeah,
Like if you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
calculate it from right here, technically we drove all this.
Brother, that's 310
Wait,
pips.
what?
I don't understand,
What am
bro.
I looking at?
You okay?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm tripping.
I was like, there's no way the measure tool is fucking me up right now. There's no way.
What am I? I don't know what I was looking at.
I think we also like yesterday's. I don't know if anybody took it, but I think we literally had buys on the dot at 2005. I think I called it in the. Let me just scroll.
I think it hit it at like 7:30 in the morning. I was still asleep.
Yeah, obviously it's disgusting times, right? But 2000 and what? Wait, which one was it? Was it this one? No, sorry, it was this one here.
Yeah, it was this one.
It's this one, 2012.122, and it like tapped on the dot. Pretty sure. Yeah, like somewhere like this. That was nuts. And then you got like a pretty nice retracement to come back up. But I don't know. Did anybody take it? I know London guys probably not.
No, I didn't take it.
Nah, that's right. That's right. I wish like the thing is the issue is if I just put a buy stop there, I don't know what all the structure is, so I can't do that. Um, but if I don't, and I'm just looking at like, oh, I've missed my own move. It's like, what the fuck?
Wait, so is 1 to 2 pip spread? That's not that bad, huh?
1 or 2 pips is not bad. I think blueberry, the best you can get is like points, like half a pip or like 0.7 of a pip.
So like 0.5 to 1 pip.
Yeah, and like the range
That's
is.
what Hanko trade is, but that KOT, the one that Connor suggested, it's like 2
Yeah.
pips, but that's not that bad. And you said the only reason, yeah, Connor, is Connor here? Can you hear me, Connor?
I think Connor is here.
Yeah, I think he was saying like the only bad thing is that they're not on MT5, but it doesn't even matter if my broker just.
It doesn't matter if
They're
your broker
just
what?
it doesn't matter if the broker's not even executing the trades. Like I think that other broker is just since they're on a different platform, the
Yeah,
platform is a little slow. They can't handle as much traffic. But
yeah,
that doesn't even matter if my broker just isn't even sending my trades out.
yeah,
Because it doesn't matter for MT5 in that case.
yeah. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, but just experiment around. You'll find it eventually.
Now I'm gonna come move to England and I'm gonna use your address.
Yeah, honestly, blueberry is quite nice. Connor, you were gonna put buy law. It was so clean, man, and like it literally happened exactly as we planned, right? Like it was like Tuesday opening, it just started ripping up, right? So it's good to grab liquidity, continue up. Obviously, it wasn't the major move, but like even if you had it here, 40 pips, not bad. Cool, guys. Any other questions in the chat? Let me have a look. If not, might have a relatively shorter session. This price is relatively more straightforward today. I would just say don't look for sells until you really have structure. That's the one thing I previously was quite bad at when I was like, experimenting with my trading, which is, for example, as price is pushing up, let's say you didn't have this bottom wick and price pushed up because of news or whatever, and it's just continuing with no bottom wicks and no pullbacks. I'd be looking for sells, right? As we're going up. But after experiencing many major losses, after like stacking 5 pineapples, whatever, just go with the trend, man. It makes your life so much easier. Because even if you're in a buy and it's like, for example, you're in a buy here, it's like, oh shit, I literally tapped the exact top here, but you have your stop loss like below, I don't know, like this candle or whatever for like 80 pips. You understand that price is so bullish, right? That there's a high chance it will get you out at break even if it wants to come down. So you have that extra confirmation, especially on days like this where it's so aggro. Just let it do its thing, and just take pieces of it. I think I took like 3, 4 separate pieces of this move as it was breaking certain highs, pushing into new zones. Um, but yeah, it was also quite nice. Like on 15, I think, like it created structure here in the middle, right? Continued going up. You had breakouts. You had bottom wicks as you continued to go up. It wasn't just like pure one massive push, right? So it was quite nice. It wasn't too bad to trade. But yeah, cool, cool. Any other questions, guys? If not, I'll probably end it around here. Because I gotta get into office relatively early tomorrow.
I mean, when it's coming up like this,
Yeah.
how important is it to have top wicks as well?
Slightly less. I think if you think about top wicks, in terms of how the candle actually looks, it depends on when it's created the no top wick, right? So, for example, or like how the candle is moving. So, for example, you have a top like no top wick candle that looks like this, right? If you break this down as it's coming up, you maybe have sorry, you have something that looks like, let's say this is like a 1 hour, you're drawing it in 15, right? Um, you could have something that looks like this, where it's maybe something like this. Your next candle has come down, right? Or maybe something like this, where you have like no bottom wick there, and then you close like this, right? In the case that something like this happens, right? Then like what does that tell you? It tells you that okay, price pushed up, you made a low, right? Even if this had a bottom wick, right? Some sort of bottom wick. If that happened, right, you just understand that okay, price has already retraced and now it's breaking these highs. Like sometimes you get a very small top wick or whatever, but in general, like when something like this happens, we're understanding that okay, cool. You've already had the kind of the retracement or the kind of smaller time frame liquidity grab, and your next move is just going to create a higher high. So once you break these highs, there's a higher chance that price is just going to continue moving up. And I would say when it comes to like days which are extremely aggro, price moves very quickly. So it either is just in the middle of its push and it's just, oh, it just happened to be like a 5 minute close or like a 15-minute close. So it had no top wick and the next candle just flies up, right? In the case where I think we had this. We think we had a closure on 5, like around these areas, right? Like here, and then we closed doji here, and like I'm sure at some point you had like this, for example, here, right? You pushed up here, no bottom wick, but this is probably one nice push to go up all the way to here, and then started grabbing more retracements here. But in the middle here, you probably had like 1 minute retracements, but it just so happened that the candle closed like this with no top wick, as it's part of the higher high. So it also depends on how the candle is moving. That's slightly more complex, but I think you get that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we watch the charts, like how the candle moves during its 5 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever is also important. If it's come, like, for example, if it's created a high, creates a low, breaks the lows first, right? And then comes up a little bit, breaks the lows again, but then at the end, it comes up, has no top wick, but breaks all the highs. You're kind of confused at that point. Like, what is the candle doing? Is it breaking all the lows to break the highs? And is the candle just going to push the next time, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of, like, kind of candle movement nuances, but yeah.
That's definitely something for me to focus on then.
Yeah. Like, for example, this 4 hour here, right? If we just zoom in on this probably, like on the hourly as well, you had no top wick there, no top wick here, no top wick here. You had a tiny retracement and just start flying again, right? This one, no top wick, no bottom wick, just flew, right? So it depends what stage it's at. So I would say that, for example, on this candle, you literally had no top wick. Cool. So it's a 50-50. Are you going to come down first or are you going to go up first? Fine, right? But this one, I would say if we try to look at what happened here in terms of 5 minute candles, you'll probably see it retrace in the middle and then just fly up. Right? So you had a retracement in the middle, right? And it just blew up. After that, straight pop. Because now you're creating a higher high. Yeah. That's a pretty perfect example, but yeah. Cool. Probably gonna end it around here, guys. Yeah, good luck with whoever is trading Asian later, and also obviously New York tomorrow. I will not be on the charts, unfortunately, so I'll just leave this analysis to kind of sit here. But yeah, that's essentially it. Thank you very much for joining, Zoom. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Elvis.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Take care. Take care.
Yep.
So, yeah. And for everybody on the YouTube, yeah, cheers, guys, for joining up. Pretty aggro day, so obviously be careful tomorrow if you are taking sells. Just make sure you have a reason for taking the sells, not just because, oh yeah, it looks like it's pushed a lot, so it's gonna come down, right? So I'm gonna get some sells. No, right? Make sure that you understand why you're taking those sells, have a plan, and you'll be fine. Even if your plan is wrong, right? You had a plan, so you can justify it, right? You can jot it down, you can journal it, and then over time, your plan will tell you if it's the right decision or if it's the wrong decision. But make sure you follow your plan when it comes to that. But yeah, cheers for joining up, guys. As usual, if you want to join membership, just DM me. I think Nightbot sent it out. But yeah, if not, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining up, and yeah, peace. Be sure to join up Wix's session right after this, a couple hours, I think an hour and a half or something. Yeah, see you guys. Have a good one.